Hey everyone, welcome back to Weather on the Go. Thanks for joining. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, as we're going to be walking you through the potential of a major southern winter storm across the southern United States as we go into this new week. And we're going to be tracking the weather pattern in the middle of January and seeing how much winter we'll be able to hang on and any more winter storms in the future towards the middle of the month. So subscribe to the channel, like the video by giving it a thumbs up down below, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get into the snowfall reports over the past 36 hours, and we had a hefty snowstorm, even a blizzard back here in Kansas, northwest Missouri. See a lot of oranges, even a couple of reds here. That is 12 to 18, even 18 to 24 inches of snow recorded there in parts of Kansas into Missouri. This includes the Kansas City area, back toward Topeka. Over here towards St. Louis, we saw a good 8 to 12 inch swath of snow. Indianapolis down to Louisville, Cincinnati, all the way over towards Charleston, West Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Baltimore. We did see a good swath of 6 to 8, but also 8 to 12 inch snow reports over the past 36 hours. Let's look here at the weather alerts across the country going forward with our most recent winter storm. We still have winter storm warnings in pink stretching back through the lower Ohio River Valley into the mid-Atlantic. In those blues or light purples, those are winter weather advisories. So travel is still, again, a little bit difficult in these areas as the snow continues to fly this afternoon. Here's the precipitation this afternoon. We see, again, the snow is flying across especially West Virginia and some surrounding states like Ohio, Kentucky, and Virginia, and even parts of Maryland as we go into the afternoon. The cold front is off the Carolina coast, so we're not too worried about severe weather this afternoon. Maybe a strong storm down in central Florida, but that is about it here. If you live in Orlando and you're watching, make sure that you are watching out for those storms. Not anything too significant, but maybe a stronger storm or two. Going into tonight, this low pressure is well off the East Coast. We're going to say goodbye to our most recent winter storm, and a quiet weather pattern will take us into Tuesday, January 7th. Maybe some snow back here into the Front Range, southeast Colorado, northeast New Mexico, even the Oklahoma Panhandle, northern Texas Panhandle could see some light snow showers going into Tuesday. Overall, here's the snowfall accumulation we do expect through midweek. This takes you through Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. You can see this is the additional snowfall accumulation we're going to see from our most recent winter storm from the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic. The heaviest will be Maryland into Delaware, maybe an additional 6 inches or so of snow there. And then some higher elevation snow in Colorado there and into northeast New Mexico could result in a good 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow, maybe a little bit higher than that in some higher elevations. Overall, looking at the travel, the winter storm severity index, travel will still be disrupted over here, especially for Maryland and into Delaware, southern Jersey. So if you're traveling out here, make sure to take it slow out on those roadways. We have moderate travel concerns. And then as we go into Tuesday, travel will improve across the Ohio Valley and the mid-Atlantic. But as that snow flies in Colorado, especially southeast Colorado, northeast New Mexico, the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle there, maybe even western Kansas, we'll see some limited or at least minor travel inconveniences throughout the day on Tuesday. Looking here at the temperatures this week, we're going to see cold winter-like temperatures hanging on for the day today. Look at Kansas, temperatures that are 35, 40 degrees below average for this time of year, and those are the areas that saw up to near 2 feet of snow with our most recent snowstorm. And then looking at Wednesday, our cold temperatures will continue here across the central and the eastern United States, and that'll largely continue into Friday, January 10th. And this is going to lay down the foundation for the potential of another major winter storm as we go in towards the middle and end of this week. Let's look at that. As we go into the middle of the week on Wednesday, January 8th, we have this is the 500 millibar vorticity map, and what this shows is the brighter the colors, the more spin there is in the atmosphere where you identify periods of low pressure, and you can see that's down here in the Baja of California and northwestern portions of Mexico on Wednesday, and then starting to sprawl out further east in toward the southern plains and the deep south as we go into Friday. And this is interesting. We got 3 scenarios that we're going to talk about here that could unfold as we go into later this week and this upcoming weekend. So here's the European model starting on Wednesday. We got some of that moisture. Yes, the snow line could be all the way down into northern Mexico here. A bona fide snow and also ice storm across North Texas and into Oklahoma will be possible on Thursday. Looks like mostly rain on this model from Houston down to Victoria and Corpus Christi, all the way down to Brownsville on this model. And then looking here at the Euro model, some heavy snow over spreading areas like Texarkana, Little Rock, Memphis, all the way up towards St. Louis there. A very significant ice storm for northern Mississippi, northern, maybe even central Alabama here, and into portions of Georgia. So areas like Atlanta, the Huntsville and Florence area, maybe as far south as Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, into Tupelo, Mississippi, for example. We have to watch out for this ice storm on this model if this did verify on Friday. And then as we go into Saturday, it kind of zips this across into the East Coast, and not much snow for the Mid-Atlantic here. And Sunday, we got some remnant northwest flow snow showers across the upper Midwest on the European model. Here is the European model snowfall forecast. Again, let's not focus on the numbers exactly, but the placement here. And you can see North Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas would be the recipients to the snowfall. And then the ice threat just a little bit further south, more into central Texas, East Texas, and much of the Dixie Alley here, extending into the Carolinas and up towards Virginia as we go between Wednesday, January 8th through Sunday, January 12th. Let's look at the second scenario. This is the American GFS model. Wednesday, again, the snow line down into northern Mexico here, and it's pretty similar to the European. We have some snow and some ice across North Texas, Oklahoma, and into Arkansas, maybe some sleet and freezing rain getting into places like northern Louisiana as well. And then it doesn't have as much of an ice storm on this across Dixie Alley, but more snow further north into places perhaps of the Quad Cities in Illinois and Iowa, also into St. Louis, Little Rock again, Nashville, Memphis. We'll keep an eye on that for Friday. And if the GFS model panned out, this would bring more moisture up further north to the Mid-Atlantic, and a more significant snowstorm would unfold there for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast coast, maybe even a nor'easter if the GFS model there did verify Saturday into Sunday. And this actually would bring heavy snow from North Texas all the way up the I-95 corridor into the Northeast and coastal New England here, and that would bring a nor'easter to the Northeast as we go into later on this week. The ice threat, again, is very similar to the European, maybe a little bit lighter with amounts, but a little bit more of an ice storm over here in Virginia, the Carolinas, and Northeast Georgia on the GFS model than the European had. So something to watch there for a scenario. Then the third scenario here that could unfold is the GDPS. This is the Canadian guidance. You can see again the snow line is down in northern Mexico. All three of the models agree on that, and it has the colder air a little bit further south. The Canadian model is a little bit more biased usually towards colder air, so something we'll have to watch out for. But it is possible that if we do get the colder air to drop further south, a more significant ice storm for the DFW area down toward Waco, and then snowfall more into Oklahoma and the Texas panhandle, and then a more significant snow for Little Rock up there towards Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, and then more ice for Memphis, Nashville, and then a big ice storm here on this model for portions of Tupelo, Mississippi, into Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and the Shreveport area, and then a big ice storm again for Virginia and the Western Carolinas and parts of Atlanta. More snow up there for the Mid-Atlantic, and then again, northwest flow snow showers on the backside as we get that here return flow from Canada later on after this storm. So looking at the GDPS or the Canadian guidance, it still has that snow placement from North Texas through Oklahoma and into Arkansas, more significantly so into parts of the Ohio Valley as well, and then a very significant crippling ice storm, much like we saw in Kentucky, parts of southern Illinois, and southeast Missouri the other day, could unfold if this model verified from East Texas all the way through the Dixie Alley as far south as northern Louisiana, central Mississippi, central Alabama, and central Georgia, and into the Carolinas all the way up to Virginia. So something we'll have to keep an eye on as we go through this week. Looking at the probability of an inch or more of snow, this takes you through Sunday, January 12th. Nearly a certainty in that happening in North Texas, along the Red River Valley there in southern Oklahoma, and into southwest Arkansas. Pretty high odds of that happening all the way through Tennessee and into the Mid-Atlantic. Now, a probability of 3 inches or more of snow through Sunday, January 12th. Still, again, a near certainty here in North Texas, and pretty high values up here in the Ohio River Valley and the Mid-Atlantic. And then finally, a probability of 6 inches or more of snow through Sunday, January 12th. We're still seeing probabilities of 50 to 60% here in North Texas, up into southeast Oklahoma and into southwest Arkansas, and nearly a certainty up here into the Mid-Atlantic. So we're keeping an eye on this as we go forward for a major winter storm with potentially some significant snow and a significant ice storm with this as well. Less of a severe weather threat with this system as it's a little bit further south. Any severe threat would be over the open water of the Gulf. Once this storm moves through, we're going to tap into more cold air on the backside, and we're going to continue with our winter-like temperatures across the lower 48 here. Maybe a slight nod toward above average temperatures up here in the upper Midwest, but we don't have much of a snowpack up here, so that does make sense. And the Climate Prediction Center also seeing drier weather out west, drier weather out east between Monday, January 13th and Sunday, January 19th, with more active weather from the plains and over here into the desert southwest here as we go through the middle of the month. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We'll likely have an evening update for you as we update you on the potential for a major winter storm later on this week and the scenarios that could unfold as the models do update. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for that. Like the video by giving it a thumbs up. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Monday out there.